All right, Friday night. So far, so good. Starting up with not that much to tell you for the night. It's going to be decently quiet out there and should remain that way into the course of the rest of the forecast. We'll talk more about that coming up here in just a little bit. Currently, again, we got some fairly quiet conditions for now. We had a few showers earlier on. It looks like we're not going to be seeing too many of those coming up a little bit later tonight, at least. Tomorrow, we could be seeing some more potential problems with outdoor activities. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. It is just about 10 o'clock Eastern time. On a little bit later, talking about something on our What I Want to Know show, a particular book that you might be interested in, given the anniversary date. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onig. This is News 12 from WDEF-TV, downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, United States. We are live on Facebook Live and on Twitch TV, giving you the latest weather for the Tennessee River Valley, northern Georgia, and northeastern parts of Alabama, and a small part of western North Carolina. So we'll give you an idea as to what's going on with the forecast here in just a little bit. Busy in the tropics, could be very busy toward this time next week, depending on what Hurricane Lee does. More on that in just a little while. And we'll take a look and see what's going on throughout the area with some nicer weather starting to head our way. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. Let's take a peek outside and see how things are going. Downtown Chattanooga from across the river at Speedy's Total Car Care camera at the Chattanooga Theater Center, looking out over Coolidge Park, where the festival will be getting underway as we go into tomorrow. So looking at pretty good weather for that, but could be some showers and thunderstorms out there. Tomahawk crane and rigging camera, traffic moving along pretty well at 2475 Junction. Not seeing a lot of concern here. Usually some pretty good backups on Friday night, but not showing a big problem at this time. North flank of Lookout Mountain from the veteran-owned Patriot Concrete camera, showing again the north flank of Lookout Mountain there on the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Ruby Falls lit up quite nicely there before the Bootleg Whiskey Festival coming up tomorrow. That should be a good time there. Wish I could get out for that. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it for that. Few clouds drifting through Island Cove Marina and Resort, so fairly calm on the waters out that way. From Lee Point, the Plainview Outdoor Advertising camera, few clouds, kind of hazy in the distance. Traffic moving along pretty well at Highway 153 and 64. And from downtown Chattanooga, looking off to the southwest, Lookout Mountain off there in the haze someplace, but otherwise not too bad for this evening. Forgot to mention, if you're just tuning in, got a question, drop them into the comments section or on the chat function for Twitch TV. If you have anything there that you'd like to take a look at or have a question about, let me know. Temperatures back into the mid-70s at this time. Comfortable, those winds stirring the air around a little bit, so we are seeing not too bad conditions out there for right now. Through the entire day today, we did manage a pretty warm, close to normal temperatures. We are about as normal as you could possibly get, with high temperatures 1 degree above normal, back into the mid to upper 80s, and low temperatures spot on for where we should be. Record high that hasn't been broken for nearly a century, and record low of 52 set back in 1953. We are still behind for the month and the year. Probably will make up some of that amount of rainfall coming up this weekend. We'll see how that goes as we go into the weekend itself. Have to thank my globe-trotting son. Caught the travel bug when he was back in his senior year in high school, and he pretty much just hasn't stopped since, going all over the place. My son Tristan in Kyoto, Japan, from the other side of the world, from the land of the rising sun, and showing again some beautiful snapshots around the area of Kyoto. He started off in Tokyo, now down in Kyoto. Not too sure where he's going from here. The itinerary, as always, remains a mystery until he gets to where he's going. But thank you, Mr. Tristan. Glad you're having a good time. Glad you're sending back the pictures. Please have a safe trip back when you get back to this area of the country. Usually he's up around Johnson City, Tennessee, but nowadays he's out and about. But that's our West Shore home weather window picture of the day. If you've got pictures from near or far, send them in to us. Pictures at WDEF.com, or again, drop us the information and the picture on the comments section of our social media pages. We'd love to see what you're seeing and show them to everybody else. We post your pictures on our social media pages so you can see them a little bit later on. So send them on to us. We'd love to see what you're taking a look at. If you're heading out the door to catch a fish tomorrow, an average day for Saturday, remember again the potential for thunder could be an issue into the afternoon and evening hours. Repeat that into Sunday, and you'll see again that potential continuing onward. So again, outdoors on large flat surfaces like golf courses, holding big metal rod objects in your hand with thunderstorms nearby, not a good idea. So get back indoors again and make sure that you are safe from that lightning. When thunder roars, go indoors. It's a very easy thing to remember there. We've got a few scattered showers around the area east of I-75, Dalton, north of Ellijay, and just across and east of I-75 in eastern Tennessee. More numerous back up from Knoxville back to around Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and back to around the area south of I-40 as it goes up toward Johnson City. We don't really have much more than that, and to be completely and totally honest, I think once we're done with the daytime heating, and we basically are, we're not going to see much more. Some of these around the higher elevations lift pushing those thunderstorms up. We may see the potential of these continuing, but I really just don't see too much of a threat of there for now. Very mild temperatures, 60s and 70s across the area, just past the 10 o'clock Eastern hour. So looking pretty good out across much of the area. We do have a stationary front. It's a cold front, but it's slowing down, and it's over the eastern seaboard. It's going to be wandering back this direction as a stationary front. Once it does, we'll be looking for the potential of showers and thunderstorms to increase as we get into the next several days. That's mainly the threat for right now of anything involving rainfall. Tomorrow morning, Saturday, should be mild, upper 60s to lower 70s, upper 80s, and more chances of showers and thunderstorms developing into the rest of the afternoon and evening. Not great chances, but there will be some scattered activity out there for not only tomorrow. As we go towards Sunday morning, a little cooler, upper 50s to lower 60s, and then Sunday afternoon, more chances of scattered showers and thunderstorms coming back into the picture. So we will see more of that activity coming up just a little bit later on. Rest of the forecast, again, for the next several days, we will see that potential of showers and thunderstorms coming back with us into the weekend. So for Sunday and Saturday, that'll be the best opportunity for looking at chances of rain coming into the area. And we're not talking about a lot, but we are talking about some happening here. As we get toward Monday, clearing out and staying on the mild side, trying to warm up on Tuesday. We see the numbers back in the mid to upper 80s. Doesn't look like a heat wave coming on through, because right after that, our next storm system arrives. More chances of showers and thunderstorms coming up. And then temperatures for next week, splendid. No problem at all, back in the mid to upper 70s. Friday night football, might need a jacket possibly as the sun begins to set. Temperatures back in the upper 50s for lows by the end of next week. So we are getting closer to that time frame. Within about 2 weeks or so of fall, autumn setting in, the equinox 2 weeks from Saturday. So we're very close to the change of seasons. Almost all of summer is almost done with. I can hardly believe football season is here and baseball season has almost come to a close for yet another year, and I still haven't had a chance to get down to AT&T Field to catch the Lookouts game. Here's what that second system is going to be doing. Milder air across the Great Lakes in southern Canada spills down our direction, pushes the heat back to the west of us, and that will keep the potential of well back to the west. And then we see again some very nice conditions coming, system dragging that stuff down so to the end of next week. Very chances of showers and thunderstorms out there. We're just not seeing too much of any of rain coming through in the extended forecast, showing precipitation for about the next 6 to, oh boy, that blue on that, we see less in the way of heat, and that's going to make things very nice into the next couple of days. So a major concern for problems out there for now. Looking very all right. Want to preface this, we're recording this and stream it. If you tune into this somewhere around Saturday or Sunday out from the National Hurricane Center or from News 12, because weekend, all the information here Friday night, this is what it looks like. We barely a tropical storm, winds of a hurricane, major hurricane, back to the west-northwest in the next Category 5. The storms will collapse a little bit around the interior eye wall, and then the eye walls take 12 to 30 seconds. And right now, that seems to be going through one of those eye wall next several hours. Now, here's the at what we're going to be seeing all the way back to the open ocean. These are called spaghetti, and as you see, the sheer number of these lines is a computer model, or it could do this, or it could do this, or it could do, give you an idea as to what's going on. So Margot, right now, curving, taking a right-hand middle of the Atlantic, so we're just of the north for right now. This on the west of Margot, Lee looks like it's going to remain Category 4 storm. Now this Monday, somewhere in that area, about another 40. Some point, the storm is a bit of a curve as it gets closer to upwards again into the northwestern Atlantic. Now, when that wise curve happens, it nailed down well by the computer. This could go a lot further. Going to be sending out huge amounts of, could be some rain coming in from off the surface of the ocean. So there's Chesapeake Bay, some very big through, depending on how close. Now again, the conventional wisdom is this is go out to storm as what is called a fish storm, so that it's not bothering. If you're planning on traveling to the Bahamas, southern Georgia, the Carolinas, the area around Chesapeake, Richmond, Virginia, anywhere in that, carefully, because these forecasts can change, and you do not want to be going, excuse me, into an area back around and evacuate from. Now, this weekend, if you're anywhere in the East Coastal area, you are prepared for the potential. Maybe it won't. Hopefully it won't. It looks can change, and that's what we need to watch, kind of follow that right turn. But if it goes sooner, great. That could be a problem for the time to watch and see what is going on. Please keep an eye on what's happening, and of course we'll keep you updated on the semi-near future. In your classrooms, please fill out the Food City Weather in the Classroom program /weather if you'd like to fill out the form. There, class size, class program is much different than our high school program. Whom we're going to be speaking, what grade level, address, some times and dates that connect here. And remember, if you don't get, not be able to fit you in until the fall, so please keep that in mind. And going out for talking about the hurricanes out there, it's going to be our local inquisitorily posted show called the What I Want to Handle the Anniversary Disaster in the United States. It's one of the best weather books I've ever read. I'm not going to go over everything on the What I Want to Know show for this 1,500 storm as it plowed. 8th of September is the anniversary of the hurricane's landfall. Category 4, possibly and hours before this thing was going to hit. In fact, at the time, basically said that, well, a hurricane because they don't hit this part of the country. That ego was a very good reason in its history. The estimate, there was people lost, some moved under the debris, a lot of people, to 12,000 in this storm. It's truly tragic. It tells a lot about why we do the models, the satellite read. I wouldn't recommend it for younger kids. This is in the middle where afterwards, the aftermath is very after middle school through recommendation for this particular. This is an excellent book to read.